Hello, friends, and welcome back to Movies, Munchies, and Moscato. I am Rhonda.
And I am Rochelle.
We're just a couple of friends who love movies, television, and of course, wine. So if that is something that interests you, please stick around and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Now it's time for movie and TV news and pulp culture discussion. So first up, Kim Cattrall will reprise her Sex and the City role as Samantha for season 2 of And Just Like That. It will just be a one-off cameo, but the fact that they got her to do it all, I think, is great.
I am so surprised.
So I think the circumstances, because of how it's basically she's not interacting with any of the ladies, the cameo. It's a video call, as I understand it, so I think that's probably what made her okay with it in the end. But I think that's good. If you want to keep, Samantha alive, then you need to, at least see her like occasionally like that.
Yes,
so
I agree.
It works for me. It works for me. So I'm glad she's doing it.
So remind us why she didn't want to come back. Wasn't it?
Originally, the story she was first presented, she thought was. She didn't like it, which was that she was supposed to be hooking up with Miranda's son. She's like, I get what my character is, but she's like, I just felt like that's going a little too far. So that was the only story she was presented. And so she bowed out.
Okay,
Since she bowed out, though, the whole, of course, story changed anyway. And those who watched it know, I mean, her son was shown, but he just had this really blunt and annoying girlfriend that, moved in, and he never asked it. Anyway, it was... her son is so annoying on that show. I hope for season 2 something changes, but we'll see. Anyway,
right, well, good.
So yeah, she didn't like what the storyline would be, and then in the end, it was like, I don't like working with Sarah anyway, so it's all good.
She doesn't, huh?
No, she claimed that she's like, in her opinion, she's fake.
Oh, wow.
They've never had a good work relationship. She's like, we could be professional, which we were for years, but she's like, we were never friends, and.
Oh.
Yeah, she doesn't have the same viewpoint as the other other two ladies do about her. Like, their relationship was,
Huh.
And she was saying how, you fake concern, when my mom passed away, she's like, you don't care. She was, going off.
Oh,
okay.
my goodness.
Yeah,
wow.
And all Sarah has ever said, she's like, well, she's entitled to her feelings. I don't feel the same way, but it's like, so, anyway.
Oh.
But I can, in a way, I can kind of see where Kim Cattrall... when you say that and then someone responds that way, to me, it's her response sounded fake to me, Sarah. So I'm just like, okay, Sarah. Anyway, So if that's the kind of relationship they kept having, where they would talk and then she always would come back not sounding authentic, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can't deal with you. And Kim also was the oldest out of all of them.
That is true. Yeah.
That again, they were in different points in their lives, and so they probably didn't have much in common. You know what I mean? So, although apparently she's fine with the other two ladies, it's just mainly her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Crazy time. There's going to be a female-led Australian remake of The Office that is in the works.
A female-led Australian remake of The Office.
Right?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's like, that show's just a gift that wants to keep giving, I guess. I've watched an episode here and there, but I was never a devout Office watcher, so I don't quite get the appeal. But good for them. I don't know if us in the U.S. would ever see it. It sounds like if it's Australian remake, it may only be for television out there. Then we have Padma Lakshmi, I think I'm saying her, or Lakshmi, okay, is leaving Top Chef after 17 years.
What?
She's just ready to move on and do other things, so it's crazy. I can't believe that show's been going on that long.
I can't either. Oh
I didn't even realize
17 years?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. Vincent D'Onofrio is advocating for a Law & Order Criminal Intent revival because everything else now has come back. I mean, obviously SVU's been going nonstop, but they just recently brought back the original Law & Order, and so now he's like, well, why don't you bring back Law & Order Criminal Intent as well?
I did watch that one, and I liked that one.
I did too. I think it's cool that he's even up for doing it again. I just would have figured he would have been over it because he's done so many other things since.
Yeah.
But that's cool that he wants to have it come back. So you never know.
Which one he is.
Huh?
Which part does he play again?
I mean, it's just the two officers. So remember, it was him and the female. It was just
right.
It was they were the smallest cast out of all the Law and Orders because it was just the two of them plus the captain.
Yeah.
And that was it. So yeah.
Oh, that'll be good.
Disney has a Hocus Pocus 3 in the works, speaking of Sarah Jessica Parker.
Okay.
So apparently the second one did really well, so they're going to go ahead and move on with the third movie. ABC is rebooting Extreme Makeover Home Edition. This time it will be with the hosts of the Home Edit, which is that line of products that I love from Joanna and Clea that the Container Store and Walmart have. So this new series will have, though, an organizational twist, because obviously that is what they're mainly about. So I think this is cool. Like I said, I like them. We'll see how they do hosting this, and apparently they're really excited. I follow them on Instagram, so. They were real excited about it.
Yeah, I watched a few of those, which were great.
So, and I had never seen. No, I shouldn't say that. I probably saw one episode ever of Extreme Makeover Home Edition when what was his name? Todd Pennington hosted it. It was never something. For some reason, it never grabbed me. Say like any other home show did, like House Hunters or something. It just never did. But I will check out their version and see what I think. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association is shutting down. So. They will now be owned by Commercial Enterprise, who are the people that are behind Dick Clark Productions. So that means for the Golden Globes now moving forward, it's now owned by Commercial Enterprise. So the Hollywood Foreign Press is no more. There is no word on how voting works in that case for that show. I guess we'll find out more later.
Oh wow!
They just had such bad press about them not working well. So.
Yeah.
This is,
Well, they all. It's funny, you get those actors in there who think that they deserve awards, and then they, and if they don't get them, they get a little butt hurt.
Right, yeah.
But, whatever. But they did get a lot of bad press.
Yeah,
for sure.
They did. So hopefully this Commercial Enterprise will be better. Apple TV has renewed Silo for season 2. I still have not checked out that show,
I haven't
but
either. I forget about
guess
that.
We'll have to try it out. Netflix has renewed Fubar for season 2. I'll actually talk about this in what I watched these past few weeks, but I enjoyed it, and it did end on a somewhat of a cliffhanger, so I'm very happy to hear about this, that it got season 2. Linda Hamilton has joined Stranger Things for season 5 on Netflix. Of course, no word on when they're going to start shooting that, because now with the writer's strike, who the heck knows? I expect, honestly, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that show until 2025. I just have a feeling.
Really?
I can see them not starting to film it till the end of this year, into next year, and then with all the special effects they have to add in, I can see it not. Maybe it'll be at the end of 2024, but I just have a feeling we're not going to see it till 2025, which is so crazy because if you see all those kids now, I mean, they look like mini adults. I get most of them are like 18, but some of them look older. You got Millie Bobby Brown who's freaking engaged at 19. It's just like so much could happen in these 2 years. So that's the only thing I'm worried about them with the delay in doing it. And then finally, Hulu has renewed 9 Perfect Strangers for season 2 on Hulu, and Nicole Kidman is set to return. Now, obviously for those who haven't watched it, I won't give too much away, but this is a surprising one because this season 1 was 2 years ago. Another thing is that season 1 encompassed apparently the whole book that show was based on. Right. And so season 2 will be completely what the writers come up with for the character. And for those who don't know, Nicole Kidman played a guru at a health spa where 9 Perfect Strangers basically took part in different activities, and then obviously their true selves came out, and not to the best degree for anybody. Is how that went. So
I want to see that. I still haven't seen this.
So now you'll have to watch it now that season 2 is going to come out. Now it's time for movie and TV shows out this week. So first up we have Asteroid City. This is in theaters and stars Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Margot Robbie, and Tom Hanks, along with many others. So world-changing events spectacularly disrupt the itinerary of a junior stargazer / space cadet convention in an American desert town circa 1955. This is a Wes Anderson movie, so...
it's that weird one.
So it looks weird, yep. It does look weird.
Does not even look enticing. And the fact that he's got so many... I mean, it's quite the star cast, all-star cast. It just is so weird.
Yeah, it doesn't look interesting at all to me, so... Interesting to hear reviews later about it, I guess, no.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Then we have No Hard Feelings. This is in theaters and stars Jennifer Lawrence Andrew Barth Feldman, and Matthew Broderick. So on the brink of losing her childhood home, a desperate woman agrees to date a wealthy couple's introverted and awkward 19-year-old son before he leaves for college. This looks very funny. I'm going to see it next week. This is like one of those throwback to the early 2000s movies that were just,
Yeah, it does look funny.
really funny, like a la, like, say, Wedding Crashers or The Hangover, like that type of vibe. That's what I'm getting from it. Then we have Glamorous. This is a new series on Netflix starring Kim Cattrall and Ben J. Pierce. So Marca, I'm really bad at Spanish names. Mejia or Mejia? Mejia. Thank you.
You're sure welcome.
Is a young gender nonconforming person, lands a job working for legendary makeup mogul Madeline Addison, and tries to revolutionize the fashion industry. I watched the trailer on this because I was curious about, because I was like, oh, Kim Cattrall's in this. And it's weird. I feel like I can't tell if it's supposed to be a comedy or a drama. Like, it looks good. I was just like, I'm not kind of getting the vibe of it, unfortunately. I feel like it wants to be serious, but then, like, some of the moments in the trailer made me think it wanted to be funny, so I'm not sure on that. I just wasn't picking up what the vibe should be. Then we have The Perfect Find. This is a movie on Netflix starring Gabrielle Union, Keith Powers, and Gina Torres. So everything is at stake for a 40-year-old woman, her career, her ticking biological clock, and her bank account. She risked it all for an intense secret romance with the one person who could destroy her comeback.
Oh.
This looks cute. I like Gabrielle Union.
Yeah, she's cute.
Most of the time I like what she does, so I'll probably check it out. Secret Invasion. This is the new series, limited series on Disney Plus, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Kobe Smulders, Ben Mendelsohn, and Emilia Clarke. Miss Mother of Dragons herself.
Yes.
I did actually watch this last night, and it is something that will release weekly. So, but it's just considering if you guys don't watch Marvel already, you gotta kind of know what's going on beforehand, or you will be lost. Just FYI on this. So Nick Fury learns of a secret invasion of Earth by a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls. Fury joins his allies, and together they race against time to thwart an imminent Skrull invasion and save humanity. So I liked the first episode. It had a very shocking twist at the end, I'll just say, of episode 1. It's supposed to only be 6 episodes, and this will directly lead into the next movie, which I believe is The Marvels. That will come out in October, November, one of those months. Anyway, if you've been someone who's been watching these anyway, like Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, or WandaVision, then keep going, because so far so good. This is it's a hard drama, very secret spy mission-y. Like I said, I like it so far. I was just surprised at how the first episode, I was like, whoa, where it went. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, The Bear, season 2 on Hulu. This stars Jeremy Allen White. Now, I've never seen the first season. I've heard good things about it, so I'm just going to kind of go over the brief overview what the series in general is going to be about. I don't know what season 2 is following. But a young chef from the fine dining world comes home to Chicago to run his family sandwich shop after a heartbreaking death in his family. A world away from what he's used to, Camry must balance the soul-crushing realities of a small business ownership, his strong-willed and reluctant kitchen staff, and his strained familial relationships, all while grappling with the impact of his brother's suicide.
Oh.
So it is a comedy, which is interesting because that doesn't sound like it should be. But
right? That sounds very sad.
Right? But I've heard good things. Actually, from one of my friends, she really loved it. So I might have to eventually check it out. And then finally, we have And Just Like That, season 2 on Max. Reminder that HBO is not HBO Max anymore. It's just strictly Max.
Right.
So on Max, starring Sarah Jessica Parker, Cynthia Nixon, Kristen Davis, and Nicole Ari Parker. Not much is known about season 2, just that it's continuing again with Carrie and her friends' adventures.
Oh.
So what we have been watching, we have been, this is actually our first star show of this month, and the month is almost over, so apologies for that. So this is going to be some things I've been watching, the past few weeks. So, Citadel on Amazon, watched the whole series. This, of course, has Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Richard Madden. I enjoyed it. It was very, you saw where it was going. It was kind of like, if you've ever seen an action show, there was no surprises in it.
It was predictable.
There was no surprises in it. I would say until the very last episode. You are dealing with someone in Richard Madden's case who has amnesia, and so that was interesting. And then in the final, and this only had 6 episodes. 6 episodes, they were 30 to 40 minutes each, so and it went so really fast. It did have an interesting twist in the very last episode, so I'm looking forward to season 2. I think we did announce in the last episode we did do at the end of May that it was already renewed for a season 2. So I look forward to seeing where this goes.
Yeah, I know. I've heard good things about it, but
so like I said, I did like it, but just know it's nothing like revolutionary. I mean, it is pretty just a straight action, spy show, which is fine. Then I watched Fubar on Netflix. This stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. Honestly, it gave me True Lies vibes. If you guys ever watched his movie back in the day with him and Jamie Lee Curtis, I enjoyed it. Even had a Tom Arnold. Tom Arnold was even in this as well. It was in like 2 or 3 episodes is all, but he was enjoyable. So very lighthearted. He's playing a retired or someone who's trying to retire from the CIA, and when he ends up going in for one last job, he learns that his daughter has been in the CIA for years and no one told him. So, and she didn't know he was ever in the CIA, because that's the whole point. You're not supposed to know that, that they're part of it. So it was just very entertaining. I like the comedy in it. It just, he's very good at comedy. I'm happy to see him doing more of it.
And I've heard good things about Fubar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it actually is. I was entertained. I mean, I ended up binging it on a day, you guys, a day, because
awesome.
I couldn't stop watching it. I was entertained. Then I watched Fast X or Fast 10 in theaters, again with Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez. In the beginning, he did have a Paul Walker cameo, technically, because they ended up inserting footage from Fast 5, that movie, if you guys have ever seen it. So, I like this show. It was a lot better than Fast and Furious number 9. So it came more back down to earth, literally, because I think I said in my review, they did have him go to space in number 9, which was so ridiculous. This was great. The highlight, though, is Jason Momoa as the villain. He made the entire movie for me and my friend that I saw it with.
Oh.
He was great. He needs to be like the villain more often. He was just having fun with it. It was just a great time. So honestly, it's worth seeing alone for him. I really enjoyed him in the show.
Okay.
And then finally finished Fatal Attraction on Paramount. All the episodes are out now. This was another one that just released weekly, so I couldn't binge it or anything. But I enjoyed it. This, had Lizzie Kaplan and Joshua Jackson in it, and playing the Glenn Close, Michael Douglas characters. So it basically just expanded on the movie more. So you got more backstory into all of the characters, whether it be him, his wife played by Amanda Peet, or Lizzie playing Alex. So it was just interesting to see, the before the affair started, how during the affair, and then the after effects, as well as what happened after, she's killed. So I liked it. I liked knowing more about it. Hated the ending. I can honestly say I hated the ending. I was like, yeah, and this was a limited series, unless they do a roundabout and all of a sudden 2 years later pick it up and say, hey, it's renewed. That's how it ended, and I can honestly say that just bugged me. It really, really bugged me.
Oh no! So what would you rate that then?
I'd rate that series out of 5. I would give it 4.
Okay.
It's a good show. It's just too bad if they had just left off. Honestly, the last 5 minutes would have been a happy girl. So, oh well. It is what it is.
That is interesting. That 5 minutes of a movie can
Yeah.
ruin it.
And it had to do with one character, and I just felt like it came out of nowhere. So that's all. I was like, what?
Okay.
And then lastly, I saw The Flash just on Tuesday this week in the theater, starring Ezra Miller, a returning Michael Keaton. If you guys saw the trailer, you know this. As well as Ben Affleck as present-day Batman, and then Sasha Calais, who was playing Supergirl. She was a highlight for me. I did enjoy this show. Despite all of Miss, I'm gonna do the right pronouns. I know it. Ezra Miller goes by they, them. So despite their problems personally, they are a good actor, and it's unfortunate that they have done all these things as personal life, because now they can't be in any more movies. But I enjoyed the movie. He did a great job. Oh my gosh, see, it's too hard. Sorry.
It's okay.
They did a good job. Sasha, was great as Supergirl. As you guys know, I'm a soap opera watcher, and this was her first movie. She is from Young and the Restless. When I heard she got cast for this, I was like, Lola from Young and the Restless? Well, that's awesome. She quit that show obviously to film this movie. So it was cool to see her in there, and she did a great job. So I know they want to do a standalone Supergirl movie. So I do hope they keep her for that and not recast it all like they're doing for the new Superman. I was telling Rochelle that there is a part in the movie where they go actually flashing back through Superman through the years, and it's just unfortunate because to me it's blatantly obvious. Henry Cavill was the one that wasn't shown. Like they went all the way back to George Reeves, the first Superman on freaking TV. Yet you couldn't show Henry Cavill's Superman, who was the most recent. That's weird to me.
Right.
Like I don't care what. What did
he do?
Right? We want to know what has pissed James Gunn and company off so bad. It's like we just can't even show the man. It's stupid. Anyway, but I really like the show. I would give this a 3.5 wine cork out of 5. It is, and honestly, it's connected to DC Universe, but you don't need to have seen the other ones to follow it. You don't have to have seen Batman v Superman or the last movie the Flash was in, which was Justice League, because it just still stands on its own. So so a lot of things I watched.
Yeah.
Including a Spanish language thing I didn't even mention because that's fine on Netflix.
Do you know how to speak Spanish now?
No, I was just reading the subtitles, but yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, I know I've had tons of time, and I have watched quite a bit of things, but I'm just going to talk about the main ones that I've been watching. And, we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, I finally went to see that, and I loved it. It was great. I think this is your second time seeing it. It was with me, and it was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Sad that it's over. That
right? Yeah.
I guess what would you call it? Series, trilogy, what?
That trilogy.
Trilogy is over. So, but I thought it was good and ended well. And I've just been watching like almost every night before bed The Wheel of Time, and on Prime, and I started watching that probably over a year ago in December, and I just didn't get into it. I was trying it because it looked good to me, so I thought I'd start over and start watching it, and I really like it. I do. It's one of those fantasy shows. Of course, there's some little oddities in it that I think it's kind of silly that doesn't need to be put in there, but aside from that, I think it's really good. I love the Trollocs. They're the creepiest things. Kind of right up there with Lord of the Rings, that type of thing. But anyway, I think it's really good, and I'm enjoying it. So I don't know if there are going to be any more, seasons. Or I guess it's a book, so... Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, if you haven't watched it, I would say take a gander at it, see what you think.
Did you get all finished with it?
No, I'm almost done now.
How many episodes is it? Sounds like it's a longer show than usual.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead to
know
how
have
many
you watched,
episodes.
I guess I should say.
I'm on like 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
It's just like, I don't want it to end, because I don't know what's after that. But again, if it's a book, it's not. And I know it's a big book.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know,
It's possible that it'll have more seasons.
Yeah, so.
Sorry, guys, I'm yawning.
Especially if it's, if it's really well received. Kind of like make up another season to it. I don't know, but anyway, if you haven't watched it, I'd take a gander and see what you think.
Okay.
That's
it.
it.
Okay.
That I told you.
Okay, gotcha. Now it's time for some movie trailer talk. So first up, we have The Expendables number 4. I meant to see how long it's been since the third one, but I forgot to look it up. But anyway, it's been a while, and I'm glad to see it actually still continuing, because this is just one of those fun franchises. It's so cool to see action heroes, from the 80s, from the 90s, come together to form this group The Expendables, put together by Sylvester Stallone. So this will be out September 22nd. It stars, again, Jason Statham, Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, 50 Cent. Megan Fox is new to the group, and then Andy Garcia.
Yeah.
So I think this looks, honestly, it just looks fun.
I love Andy Garcia. I'm just going to tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I like him too. I can't. It looks like maybe he's playing the gentleman who hires them this go around, for whatever this mission happens to be.
Right,
but
yeah.
like I said, it just looks fun. I'm here for them. I've seen all three, so not much was shown of the plot. It just mainly showed everyone in it and then fighting varying people. So don't know what the plot is quite yet. I'm sure when we get a second trailer, it'll give more concept to what's happening. But I'm for it. It just looks fun, so I'm here for it. Then we have Oppenheimer. We've done the teaser, but this was the full expanded trailer about it. This will be out July 21st.
I'm really excited
starring
about this.
Cillian Murphy, Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, and Florence Pugh. I must say, once the bigger trailer came out, it did look more interesting, because the teaser, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I had no.
Yeah,
I didn't want to see it at all.
It did grab me, so I'm because I like these types of movies, but I'm excited for this one. I really am.
It does look good. Most likely, I won't be seeing it in theaters anyway. I'm sure it'll be one that I wait for, streaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's fine. But it does look more interesting now that I get more of the gist of what's going on.
Yeah.
And this, kind of like Asteroid City, has a lot more people than I even listed here. It's a pretty good cast. I mean, I think, there's still Robert Downey Jr.'s in it as well.
Yeah.
There was probably like 6 other people I didn't mention. So, but this is Christopher Nolan, who likes to do these big, budget epics as well. This does come out the same, weekend as Barbie, which will be my focus. Let's be real. This is my focus. And then lastly, Challengers. This will be out August 11th. It stars Zendaya, I want to say it's Faced. Sorry if I'm pronounced that wrong. Or it's Fast. And the I is silent. We just don't know. And then Josh O'Connor. I watched the trailer. I just want to say about Mike, Faced or Fast. Anyway, I kept looking at his face like, where have I seen this dude before? And he's from the newer West Side Story. Really enjoyed him in that, so I'm happy to see him in here. This is giving me total Cruel Intentions vibes from that movie back, in the early 2000s with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Phillippe. That's the vibe. The trailer opens with Zendaya's character. She's playing a tennis player. She goes to the door of these 2 roommates who are also tennis players. And the 3 of them, they're like, oh, you're talking to her, and they're like, you're just so attractive. And then she's like, she's like, well, do you both want to date me? Like, well, what's your type? She's like, I don't have a type. Anyway, it was very cheeky, and then they just start a threesome type of where they're kissing each other. I was like, what is happening here?
My.
That was just before you get to the main thing, and then it's like I said, she's a tennis player. It looks like she ends up marrying one of them. She has an injury, but then the other one is always somehow in the background. I get the feeling, like I said, it doesn't give enough of the plot away yet because it's the first trailer. That she's someone who likes to play games, and now that the tennis part of her life is over because she got injured herself, it's like she's having fun, maybe playing these 2 idiots off of each other.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the vibe I'm getting from it.
Uh-huh.
I would say I loved Cruel Intentions, so that vibe is fine with me. I was like, huh. And it was just the looks you saw of her throughout the trailer. I was like, this chick is totally trying. I don't know what she's doing, but she's trying to put one up or something. Something is off here. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I like it. I'm a Zendaya fan. Like I said, I love Mike from West Side Story. I'd never seen the Josh O'Connor character, but or actor. But this looks fun. This is one I would see, maybe not in theaters, depending, but is one I would eventually see. So I do like it. So 3 good flicks coming at us.
Yes, absolutely. I do have to mention one though, just because I'm excited about it.
Okay.
Insidious, people. The number 4 Insidious comes out on July 7th. Just saying.
Oh yeah. It's so weird because I had heard nothing about that, and then randomly seeing that commercial, I was like, How didn't I hear about this like
I
months
know.
ago?
Right.
That was weird.
It just seems like they weren't advertising
Yeah,
it
it was weird.
too far out. So anyway, but I'm excited because I loved the Insidious
Shows, yeah.
Yeah, I like their shows, and I've seen all 3 of them. And of course, you know, the last time I saw one of these was in theaters with my daughter. We were the only 2 in the entire theater.
Oh, it was like you were having a whole movie all to yourself.
Exactly, it was awesome.
That worked.
Well, I think that's all we have for this week, and we will be back next week.
Yep.
But thanks so much for listening. We had fun as usual. We hope you enjoyed it as well. You can give us a review or comment. It does really help us out so we know what we can improve, or, you know, things maybe you want us to talk about. And you can also follow us on Instagram at movies_munchies_moscato. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you, guys.